Hello, this is Brian Birds with the Brian Birds Home Selling Team at Century 21 Haggerty, and today we're going to be answering the question of how to buy and sell a home at the same time. So, how do you do this? How do you make sure that when you're going through the process that you don't have to go over making two mortgage payments? The key here is making sure that you have a structured agent that's going to follow through on all the parts of the things that you have to get done to make sure that while you're trying to purchase, you can also sell your home effectively. A lot of these things come down to using contingency clauses. So making sure that if your house does not sell, you will still have the opportunity to get out of your purchase and not have those two mortgage payments coming back to haunt you. The other part is using what is called recasting. Okay, so only certain mortgage companies will allow you to do this, but to recast a loan means to restructure the payment when you make an additional down payment to the loan. The way this works is if you could purchase a house today, set up a payment, and then when you sell your home, be able to take any equity that you have and apply that to your new mortgage on your new purchase. The key here is that when you make that new lump sum, which is the payment from equity that came out of your sale of your home, it will now apply to your new mortgage and readjust your payment and recalculate it over the next 30 years. The key here is that you can adjust your payment to where you want it to be and still have the opportunity to buy a house, not have to worry about scheduling showings and so on and so forth, but still have the same benefit of selling your house first. The key is equity, making sure that you use that equity correctly. The other part is making sure that you have all the right tools when it comes to an agent. Now, what I mean by that is making sure that the right documents are being used in the purchase contract to make sure that your interests are protected and make sure that there's no opportunity where a person could come back to get you if you have to back out of a contract on the purchase. This is all done by the agent using the correct forms when you go through to buy your house and to sell your house. The other big issue that you want to make sure of is that the seller, when you're purchasing a home, is understanding what is going on in this transaction. So make sure that your agent is transparent with the other agent on the purchasing side of the transaction, because if there's no transparency with that form, with the contingency form, and with the agents discussing between each other what's going on between both transactions, at the very end there might be a real hiccup and it ends up blowing up two transactions instead of just one. The other part that you want to make sure that you're taking into account is making sure that the agents may work on the same team. So when you're buying a house and selling a house, making sure that they're having the discussions between each other to make sure that everybody knows when things are happening, when closings are happening, and also using what might be called a simultaneous close. So when you purchase, you can actually sell your house that same day and the money moves between the title company rather than going into one bank account and then coming back out to another bank account. Saves that 1 or 2 days that makes a world of difference when you're trying to get into the house, especially in some states where possession happens upon funding. You want to make sure that you're having that funds move in the correct manner. The other big thing that you want to take care of is making sure that furniture, belongings, all those things are in the right order, because sometimes you need 1 or 2 days lapse. If you're selling and buying at the same time, you need 2 or 3 days to move furniture or to pack furniture in order to get into the new house. So you need to use what is called a residential temporary lease. Now this can be a seller's residential temporary lease or a buyer's residential temporary lease in order to either stay in your house and pack for 3 days or to move into a new house 3 days prior to closing. It's key because the last thing you want to do is close on your new home, sell your old home, and have nowhere to put any of your stuff. Hey guys, remember, as you're going through this transaction, to keep all the parties involved and make sure that the dates are kept between all parties up to date. You want to make sure that everybody knows when things are happening and how things are happening. The last thing I want to make sure that you remember is that we are going to continue to add valuable content to this website and to this YouTube channel. So make sure that you continuously come back and join us for all the content, seller's tips, buyer's tips, and everything else that we're doing.